The nature of the soul's test. Every soul that walks this earth encounters moments that feel unbearable. Times when you question everything, your worth, your strength, even your reason for existing. These aren't ordinary struggles. They are deep, soul-shaking trials that push you to your absolute limits. They are what I call the soul's most painful tests. They don't come to punish you, but to awaken you. Think back to those moments in your own life when you felt like everything was falling apart. Perhaps it was the loss of someone you loved, a betrayal you never saw coming, a dream collapsing before your eyes, or a season where nothing seemed to go right. In those moments, it felt like the world was against you. The pain was so heavy that you wondered how you could ever carry it. But even in that heaviness, something profound was happening. The truth is, these tests are not about breaking you. They are about breaking open the illusions you once lived in. They strip away what is false so that you can see what is real. They remove the masks you thought you needed, the attachments that kept you bound, and the lies you believed about who you are. Painful as it is, these tests become the chisels that carve you into your truest self. It's in the depth of your suffering that you begin to ask bigger questions. Who am I really? What do I truly value? What is worth holding on to? And what must I release? These questions awaken the spirit. And as painful as the process is, it becomes the soil for your transformation. When you endure the soul's most painful test, you often think it will destroy you. But what really happens is different. You survive. And in surviving, you discover strength you never knew you had. You realize that what once looked like the end was really a beginning. The storm that threatened to drown you actually washed you clean. This is the mystery of the soul, this journey. The most painful tests are also the most sacred. They open the door to growth that could never happen in comfort. They push you toward your higher self. And when you finally emerge on the other side, something remarkable happens. You begin to notice the signs, subtle, powerful signs that tell you you have passed the test, recognizing the signs of transformation. So how do you know when you've passed the soul's most painful test? You know because something inside you changes. The person who went into the fire is not the same as the one who comes out, and there are unmistakable signs that the transformation is real. The first sign is inner peace. Where chaos once lived inside you, there is now calm. You may still face challenges, but they don't shake you the way they once did. The storm may rage outside, but within, there is quiet strength. The second sign is detachment. You stop clinging to people and situations that don't nourish your soul. You no longer beg for love, chase after approval, or try to force outcomes. You release control, trusting that what belongs to you will find you. The third sign is clarity. You see your past for what it was, not through the lens of pain, but through the lens of wisdom. You understand why certain doors closed, why certain people left, and why certain paths ended. What once seemed unfair now looks like divine protection. The fourth sign is resilience. Life still tests you, but you respond differently. What used to crush you now feels like a challenge you can handle. You bend, but you don't break. You stumble, but you rise faster. The fifth sign is compassion. Your suffering has expanded your heart. You don't judge as harshly as you once did. You see the pain in others because you've lived through your own. You no longer need to harden yourself to survive. You can remain soft and still be strong. The sixth sign is alignment. You feel a pull toward things that nourish your soul. Toxic relationships no longer hold your interest. Shallow pursuits lose their appeal. Instead, you are drawn to people, places, and choices that align with your higher truth. And the seventh sign is freedom. Freedom from fear, from old patterns, from the chains of the past. Freedom to live authentically without apology. You no longer feel the need to shrink yourself or hide your light. You step forward boldly, fully aware of your worth. Each of these 7 signs is evidence that you've passed through the fire and emerged whole. They are proof that the test did not break you. It awakened you. And once you see these signs, you know, the soul's painful test has served its purpose. You are no longer surviving, you are living, rising into your higher self. Passing your soul's most painful test doesn't mean life will suddenly be easy. Challenges will still come, but you will face them from a new level of strength. You are not the same person you once were. The test has reshaped you. You have been refined, purified, awakened. And now it is time to rise. Rising into your higher self means you no longer define yourself by what you lost. Instead, you define yourself by what you discovered. You found courage in the face of fear. You found wisdom in the depths of confusion. You found resilience in the heart of suffering. And you found freedom in places where you once felt trapped. This higher self is not concerned with proving anything to anyone. It doesn't need applause, validation, or approval. It stands firmly in truth, rooted in peace, and guided by love. Your higher self understands that pain was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to awaken you. And now, you carry that awakening wherever you go. When you rise, you carry new boundaries. You no longer allow the same patterns to repeat because you have learned your worth. You no longer accept less than you deserve because you know your soul was created for more. You no longer stay in places that dim your light because you've realized your light is sacred. And most importantly, you rise with gratitude. Gratitude not for the pain itself, but for the growth it brought. Gratitude for the strength you never knew you had. Gratitude for the awakening that set you free. You look back and see the storm differently, not as something that destroyed you, but as something that revealed you. This is the ultimate gift of passing the soul's most painful test. You awaken to the truth of who you are. You realize that no matter what happens, you are enough, you are powerful, you are free, and nothing can ever take that away again. So now, as you move forward, walk boldly in this truth. You've passed the test. You've risen higher. And you are ready for the life your soul was always meant to live. As we bring this journey to a close, I want you to pause for a moment and take in the depth of what you've just realized. This is not just another motivational message. This is a mirror, showing you the reflection of who you've become after walking through your soul's most painful test. You may not even recognize the strength you carry now, because transformation often feels natural once it's complete. But let me remind you, the person listening right now is not the same person who entered the storm. You are living proof that the hardest seasons of your life could not destroy you. They refined you. Think about it. There was a time when you questioned if you'd ever feel whole again. There was a time when you cried behind closed doors, when the weight felt unbearable, when you thought you'd reached the end of yourself. And yet, here you are. Not only did you survive, but you emerged stronger. That's the first truth you must hold close. Your survival is not small, it is sacred. Many never make it to the other side of their pain, but you did. And that's why the 7 signs matter so much, because they confirm your soul has moved from surviving to awakening. When you recognize inner peace replacing chaos, that's not an accident. That is the universe rewarding you with the calm you once prayed for. When you find yourself detached from toxic cycles, no longer begging for love or forcing doors that refuse to open, that is your soul saying, I've learned my worth. When clarity begins to dawn and you can look back at your past without bitterness, that is wisdom shining through the cracks of your scars. Each of these signs is not random. They are spiritual milestones marking how far you've come. But here's the deeper truth. Passing the soul's most painful test doesn't mean life will suddenly be free of challenges. What it means is that you now walk with an unshakable strength. The same storm that once would have drowned you now only sharpens your focus. The same pain that once silenced you now fuels your purpose. You carry resilience, and that resilience cannot be taken from you. That's the real victory, knowing that no matter what comes next, you already have the tools to rise. This conclusion is also a reminder of the power of compassion. Your suffering did not harden you into someone bitter. It softened you into someone wiser, kinder, more understanding. You no longer look at others' pain with judgment. You look at it with empathy. You've been in the valley, and because of that, you can now lift others with your light. This is one of the highest purposes of passing your test. You become a guide for others who are still in the middle of their storm. Your scars become a map. Your survival becomes their hope. Freedom, too, is part of your reward. Freedom from fear, from the lies you once believed about yourself, from the need to prove your worth to those who could never see it. This freedom is priceless. It allows you to walk into rooms without shrinking, to pursue dreams without apology, to live in truth without compromise. And it's this freedom that marks the true end of the test. You are no longer bound by what once held you down. But perhaps the most beautiful part of all is this. You now understand that the test was never designed to destroy you. It was designed to reveal you. The fire did not consume you. It forged you. The breaking did not end you. It became the becoming. What once looked like loss was actually preparation. What once felt like abandonment was actually protection. And what once felt like the end was really the doorway to a new beginning. So as you step forward from here, I want you to carry this awareness with you. Do not look back with resentment. Look back with gratitude. Gratitude not for the pain itself, but for the strength it uncovered. Gratitude for the lessons that will guide you for the rest of your life. Gratitude for the awakening that has opened your eyes to who you truly are. Because when you carry gratitude, even your wounds shine with purpose. The soul's most painful test is the bridge between who you be here and who you are becoming. You've crossed that bridge. You no longer walk in the shadows of your past. You walk in the light of your future. And from this place, everything changes. Your relationships, your choices, your vision for life, all of it shifts into alignment with your higher self. You are no longer running from pain. You are walking toward purpose. So here is the final truth I want to leave you with. You have passed the test. You are not defined by what broke you. You are defined by the strength that carried you through. You are not marked by your scars. You are marked by your resilience. You are not bound by fear. You are free in truth. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can take that away from you again. The next chapter of your life begins now.